What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter von Panda here. Sometimes we need to shed light on the smallest of them. And this is one of the smaller LEDs out there. This is actually an R7S LED. Now, if you're replacing one of these halogen bulbs, definitely check the length here. This one is a 78 millimeter, and I think they come in like an 118 millimeter. Also is kind of a standard size, so don't get that because they're the same. One's like this long. But this is a 78 millimeter version, if that matters to you. And I need it because in my bathroom, that uses this kind of bulb, and what you have are kind of those like short halogen bulbs. This is basically the same kind of bulb that you'll get in a lot of those floor lamps, or that 118 millimeter one also is kind of the more common one. But this should put out quite a bit of light. As you can see, it has LEDs on the board right there all the way around. And I picked this one up because it seemed like this light housing portion wasn't super thick. Obviously, it's pretty bulbous. The halogens that are replaced are pretty thin, but you know, this should fit underneath the housing in my bathroom light. You can see here we have the electrodes on the ends because it just kind of gets wedged in between two pieces of metal that conduct it. And I do want to say here that this is all very clear. You can see all of that, but it's kind of interesting. It is like I think it's a silicone. I mean, it's soft, it's very rubbery, and I'm trying to show you that, see? So it's not a hard plastic, which is kind of what I would assume it'd be, but hopefully it works. Hopefully it works, and hopefully it's pretty bright. Now this one also, I don't know if it says here, this is 6000K, so it's a daylight, it's a bright white light, and this does come in a 2-pack, so I got one more of these. So let's go ahead and install it. All right, got it in. You can see it right there, and went in pretty easily. And as you can see, even though I don't have a lot of clearance there, it fits just fine. It is a bright white light. In fact, if I look at the one right next to it, which is kind of that yellow light, I don't know, 2600. I think this one's more like 5K. That's bright white. So works just fine. If I take this glass lens here and dump that in there, as you might expect now, you can even kind of see it more dramatically how bright and white it is. In fact, maybe I should replace my other one so that I just have white light. I know the yellow is easier on the eyes, but I like seeing things in kind of true light. Anyway, works pretty well. I'm happy with it. Not expensive, and it's going to be cooler and cheaper to run than the halogens it's replacing. I'll put a link to the description. Peter von Panda out.